So at long last, we know what it is that the UEFA Champions League quarter-final lineup is going to look like. For those of you all unaware, what happens after the round of 16 is that UEFA will have a whole new draw to determine not only the quarter-final lineup, but also how the potential semi-finals will line up, and more importantly, although only from a traditional perspective, what exactly or which team exactly will be the home team, the designated home team for the Champions League final. It's a big draw because, as I said, it encapsulates multiple things. So let's just break it down quickly, see what exactly are the fixtures are that we have to look forward to come well, less than a month now. Really, you've got till April 9th and 16th are the dates that you'll be looking forward to these particular fixtures. So the fixtures in question, without further ado, well, there you have it. The biggest fixture for me personally, one which a lot of people will be looking forward to, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. Previously a fixture that a lot of people have kind of written off, but this time around could be different. You've got Atletico Madrid versus Dortmund, Real Madrid, Man City, arguably the biggest one of this particular draw, and you've got PSG versus Barcelona. Now all four of these matches, again, as I said, for very different reasons you can look forward to them. Arsenal Bayern Munich, it had become a running joke in recent times that whenever Arsenal qualified for the Champions League, when they make it to the knockouts, they draw against Bayern Munich and then get absolutely thrashed and sent back home. This time around though, I would say Arsenal are the slight favourites. Why so? Well, because Arsenal actually are very much in contention for the Premier League title, have looked a better, more consistent team. Bayern Munich right now in a bit of turmoil, there's turnover taking place, their head coach Thomas Tuchel will be leaving at the end of the season and players are disgruntled. So now is as good a time as any really for Arsenal to kind of reverse that trend that's been going on for so many years. Atletico versus Dortmund. Probably the least appetizing fixture of this particular, let's say, draw. But again, two teams who play very distinct styles of football. Dortmund, high pressing, very fast pace. Atletico, a little old-fashioned in the sense that they'll defend deep, look to counter, but they've got a few creative players in there like an Antoine Griezmann who can turn games around. So this is, I'd say, a sleeper favorite. Then, of course, Real Madrid versus holders Man City. Old money, old glory versus the new money, the nouveau riche of Man City, and potentially a game that, if you ask me, will determine who'd be the favourites to go on to lift the entire trophy. You're that right. And PSG Barcelona, of course, a lot of let's say memories associated with this particular tie. You've got La Remontada, the infamous comeback that took place, and of course in recent times you've seen a few players leave Barca, join PSG. We had Neymar, you saw Messi do it, so there's definitely a little bit of history there as well. Also some history in the sense that there's a PSG have a Kylian Mbappe who, if he manages to knock out Barcelona, could very well be entering Real Madrid next season, already a certified legend. But hey, let's see, getting too far ahead of ourselves, what will the semi-finals look like? Semi-finals, pretty simple. The winner of the game between Atletico and Dortmund will take on one of PSG or Barcelona, which means potentially you could have an all-Spanish semi-final in Atletico Barcelona, or you could have Atletico PSG or Dortmund PSG. A lot of good matches there. The other semi-final, and this one's really big, you could potentially have like the winner of the Arsenal Bayern game taking on the winner of the Real City game. Now again, that means you could get Arsenal City, all English semi-final, definitely very exciting. There's a Bayern Real, it's been a blockbuster knockout game in the past. You've got a Bayern City, again would be very interesting, especially when you consider that Pep has coached Bayern Munich in the past. And of course, you've got a Real, that's interesting matches all around. But the more interesting thing is that if things go right, you could potentially be in for an El Clasico final. Either an El Clasico final, or you could have potentially been in for an all-English final, but that's not happening. However, an all-Spanish final is also a possibility because, again, you've got Atletico on the other side. So if Atletico make it through and not Barca, and Real can scramble through here, an all-Spanish final, very much a possibility. But El Clasico, I think, is what would excite me the most for two reasons. One, it's never happened. Would you believe it? 1955 was when the first European Cup took place, and since then you've never had one El Clasico final. They came very close, mind you, in the 2014-15 season, which was when Barca won the Champions League, their last Champions League, but they defeated Juventus in the finals. But Juventus incidentally beat Real Madrid in the semis. So if Real had to win that, could have very well had Ronaldo versus Messi in the Champions League final. That would have surely been something. Unfortunately, it never happened, but this time around could happen, albeit in very different circumstances. Me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing even an Arsenal or a City reach there, because again, gives a bit of a boost to English clubs as well. But either which way, we know it's going to be interesting for sure, and I personally can't wait for Champions League nights to return next month, because again, these draws usually tend to get all of us very hyped. Can't say I've escaped that at all. But what are your thoughts on the entire matter? You can let us know that in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell as well. Follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app. And if you're already on the channel, go ahead and check out some other videos we've posted as well. For now, from my side though, it is goodbye.